Hello everybody, this is your host Crypto Ranger. Welcome to Cryptopocalypse now live stream. It's been a while, but it's good to be back. Last couple of days I've been actively trading inside our Discord and I was very excited to share some of the entries that I took, some of the strategies employed, and reading MarketSpy, of course. I think we did really good this month, and it's not over. Bitcoin just bounced really hard, and like I always said, never short this Ponzi, or try not to. Halloween is upon us, but nothing to be scared about. This is a good time to be alive. So let's chop some business up real quick. I see we have 11 people. That's almost record setting. It's really good to have 10 people's a gang. That's all we need, but more are welcome to join. Hopefully they'll see our bot is supposed to post a message in Discord. Hopefully it did. Yep, there. So those of you joining us now, joining in on the live stream, welcome if you're here for the first time, and welcome back if you're returning. Let's tune up the music, bring it down just a notch, just a little notch. Spy gang in the house. How you doing, RX? Good tunes. Also got some quotes over here from some famous traders over here. A losing trader can do little to transform himself into a winning trader. A losing trader is not going to want to transform himself. That's the kind of thing winning traders do. That's deep, man. That's deep. Anyways, maybe this is a good time. First of all, I do have something to announce, and I think this would actually benefit a lot of people in regards to the trading suite. People who are trading with MarketSpy, I hope you guys are doing okay. It's been really helpful to have by my side in making decisions and entries, and basically the overall market scan. MarketSpy have been a real good friend to me personally. And I understand some people are still learning, trying to get a grip, trying to understand like what exactly is possible with MarketSpy, and plenty of things are possible. But I think what's most important for us as a community is to actually learn how to trade naked charts and then get boosted real high with MarketSpy. That kind of rhymed. Fundamental news such as what happened today in China, them announcing to embrace the blockchain technology. I don't know what the catalyst is for this move. I already shared my opinion in the platoon, and so I think we'll see where Bitcoin heads from here, but we'll be ready to tag along and see if we can catch another move. Today I was able to identify this one particular I wouldn't say a pattern, but maybe it is a pattern, I don't know. But it's been something that I was noticing over the course of last few months, and I was studying it, I was writing it down and seeing if it can be replicated, if it can be traded again and again. And it seems to be something that we can employ in our future trades, and I'll briefly go over what that is in a bit. But first things first, I think we have enough people to talk about the announcement, and maybe those who are joining us later will also play the radio version of this recorded and archived on YouTube and see what's going on. But I was thinking with the recent update, and now that I'm finally able to actually be a user myself and not having to maintain it too much, I think it's pretty stable, especially higher time frames. I would like to start with the the little discussion about the lower time frames and how they can be noisy. I think in the previous video I covered the currency pair, the Japanese yen and the British pound, and I talked about how we could smooth out the signals here. So looking into some stocks and forex in particular, I found that there were a lot of false positives, and at a glance it appears to be so. Of course, we have added the package here, which consists of many secondary baselines of moving averages that are bundled together, like triple moving average and least squares moving average and weighted moving average and stuff like that. Kind of resembles our VWAP purple line here, and those things allow us to kind of make better decisions and see, because the indicator doesn't know at which level the price is trending, and whether it's the bottom or the top, it cannot tell you that. It will always show you weakness, and unfortunately sometimes the way it happens is that if we turn it off, I'll tell you one thing, just by looking at these candles without using the Heiken Ashi indicator, and it is an indicator, turn that off as well. If you zoom in, especially in stocks and stuff like that, you will see a lot of chop, especially in the range. Now, this is noise all by itself. Like this over here, you see these little gaps. Like, what the hell is that on Bitstamp, right? Low volume sort of trades, and like this, you cannot possibly identify a direction here because it's too choppy. And so this is noise. This is noise all by itself. Like the candles themselves produce noise. The only way to eliminate that noise, if you want to have clear levels, is you would always switch to line instead of using candles. So this way, one of our members, a good trader, Mahler, hopefully I'm saying the name right, he said, how do you draw the support and resistance lines? And I think one of my first videos here in the tutorial playlist was about mapping your support and resistance zones, and I briefly talked about things that included opening candles, day high, day low, closing, and stuff like that, and how you can take those as base points to draw your support and resistance line levels. But if you turn this onto a line, what it does is it gets rid of the noise within the candles, and so things become a little bit more clear. So it gets rid of the wicks, and sometimes smooths out the price action to a point where it becomes very clear as to what is going on here. So the classic example in this one would be a range formation like this, which kind of goes sideways, and once you've identified like a little level, you can start basically chopping it up and placing your orders just within the range. And usually you need about 1, 2, 3 to confirm, and then from this bounce you'll be able to scalp it for another 2 or 3 moves usually. And this is what we've been doing in our private chat. Just free to join. All you have to do is sign up with I know everybody hates to hear it, but you need to have the Bybit account under us as a little fair exchange solution. But other than that, yeah, we've been looking at this range, and using the lines to get rid of the noise is one way of doing it. Now, if you apply any indicator, and I repeat, any indicator, you can go on YouTube and, for example, you can search the best scalping indicator for Bitcoin, and you will come up with a bunch of links, people claiming that this is the best scalping strategy, blah blah blah. The truth is, the indicator will reflect the noise of lower time frames, just as the actual candles would reflect the noise of the price action, with or without the indicator. So that's the first thing to know. So when you see these little signs over here, they are correct, but because of the lower time frames, there's not enough distance to consider this to be a viable or something that's worth your time, basically. And you don't want to be wasting your time, and you especially do not want to be babysitting your trades. So you want to identify a location to where you want to get filled on a limit order, and then place your exit accordingly, and maybe micromanage your trade throughout the day as it starts creeping up towards that expected level. So that's about noise. So recently I received a little Discord private message from a user who's interested in trading with the suite, and he said, how does it perform on lower time frames? And there's no magic indicator, because lower time frames are noisy. Naked charts are noisy. Okay, the changes happen way too fast, and for example, like this red diamond over here, this can really scare you if it shows you it's the correct location. All of this is correct, but then you have to be able to survive these white candles, or green candles in your case, however you have your charts configured, and then you have to survive those, and it might go really high but eventually dump. And so to avoid all of these problems with such instances, you would go to higher time frames, where one candle would basically give you enough space inside of that candle to place a trade and capture this candle or a few candles partially. So if you have a signal, you can expect it to go on for at least 2, 3, 5 candles, and if you're really lucky, it can continue for a lot more. So dealing with noise is not an issue. Like, for example, this stuff like this, when the signal appears, I hope people understand that it's impossible for the markets to just obey and go straight down the path of the direction of the indication. So if it's showing you weakness, we will have attempts, we will have people wicking to the top like this, and then you'll get a couple of other clues as to whether this was a fake out. Like even this over here, right, is a perfect example where we had a leg up, and if you shorted over here and did not take profit, you would have to employ other techniques and levels and understand the whole market in general to know that it's okay, I can enter here, but I can hold it and not get scared and get knocked out. If you have a stop, if you're using stops, okay, no problem, you can lose a little bit, lose a little bit, but then win once. So out of all these signals, if you lost on this one, by just holding them and not taking profit fast, and then you finally happen to have stumbled upon this indication and this signal, then if you held it, this would compensate for all of this suffering over here. But if you guys know me, and some of you do already, I always say you have to take profit fast, and pretty much at every EMA line if possible. Like as soon as you see something blocking the clouds, like we're rising up and you see these orange lines, you see the baseline, we jumped above the baseline over here on the 1 hour. Now it looks good, but there's no volume. Volume is declining. I always look at volume's declining, and 1, 2, 3 hits against the 100 moving average, 100-day moving average over here, and then we fall victim to this diamond over here. This would be a good, nice little short. So you have to understand how the markets move. So it's not just the indicator itself that can tell you, okay, it just tells you like, look, this area is starting to look like a potential short setup. And then you have something like this happen, where if you do get any short signals here, And especially with the addition of the baseline, it's pretty sick. Like, look at this. If you have the latest update, hourly time frame is the minimum that I recommend you pay attention to. And just over here in this weird little bowl, it kind of told you not to short anything, and we barely had any short signals. Maybe we had this little 1x which played out, and you know, it's nice. These x's are not anything special, nothing too significant, so maybe a little scalp $50 move if you're playing with a high leverage, high position size. This is okay, but you should also know that you should exit fast, because we're above the baseline here at this point, and we bounced off of this baseline multiple times. It's a beautiful thing that happened here, and I kind of saw it coming earlier today, this morning. Actually, it was yesterday, but I didn't want to call it because I was observing this one little pattern. So today I wanted to bring your attention to this little pattern that's been happening again and again and again all over the place. Looking back and into the future, will probably happen again. Bitcoin keeps rising. I took some profits today, so I'm not touching it. This is the most beautiful cup, and we're about to have a handle. And if this stays that way, and if it comes down back to 7,900, for example, over here to this level, and it just may, because we have declining volume over here on the hourly, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Oversold conditions over here. You see the heat map. The turbo mode is on. I customized it a little bit for my personal preference. Actually, I took some ideas from MarketSpy chat on Discord, so really great. But yeah, so let's not talk about where Bitcoin is going right now. And I just wanted to say, if you took any one of these signals, put your money on it, then you would have made a nice little significant amount, and I'm pretty sure some of you have, for those who are trading Bitcoin. If you have not, well, this is just another confirmation that perhaps the next time you should consider it. Now, fundamentally driven impulses like this, looking back, you're starting to realize that, okay, it was clear over here, but I just didn't trust it. And same here with me. Like, we were at the bottom here, and I wasn't bearish, but I saw the possibility of us breaking down a little further. But some news and events came up, and here we are, so it's okay. Yeah, but the signs are so clear. I don't know how it does it, but here we are. Like, this green cloud is just magnificent every time in a green cloud right over here, little pumps. So all those 100% calls that I made in the past 2 weeks or so, I think we had one break even, if I'm correct. At least I had one break even. I got stopped out, and that was a little tiny 50-cent loss or something like that. Probably a bit more than that, maybe $5 or something. But yeah, Crypto Master, this is how you do it, baby. This is how you do it. So anyhow, here's my thing, right? I thought about this, and a lot of people were asking me, well, how long am I able to use this? One of the guys came through to me, and he's like, okay, I'm not interested in Bitcoin, but I am interested in using the indicator for my other things like stocks and forex. And I said, okay. And the announcement is this: I think we are ready to make this a lifetime membership, because I think this thing will improve in the future. And I've contacted some people who have generously shared some insight into market structures outside of crypto with me, and told me how the underlying knots of indicators that are tied together to produce all of this crap over here react differently under different market conditions, and every market has their own personality. And for some markets, for example, the scalper mode that's included, the beta scalper mode in this, would probably not work well for other markets, but maybe it's good for Bitcoin. I don't know. So the lifetime membership is good because I would like to start setting up a little strategy school, something that I talked to Mahler about before. He's been a good friend with all of us at the community, Cryptopocalypse, now Discord. And I think the community is growing to be something a bit more than just taking trades in and out, and people are seeking guidance. One girl, Selena, I think her name is, I'm not sure, but she put together a PDF, and I'm going to scan through it, review it, and open it up to the community because it's a very comprehensive guide of how you can use. So she watched every one of my videos. It's quite amazing, and she put together this little guide, noting down every single point. She also referred to Nick S as another member. He did a PDF for MarketSpy before as well, and so we have this complete, almost book-like thing happening, like a little instructions PDF, a little pamphlet that can walk people through this and help them understand how to use it better. Because like I said, jumping on these signals blindly is never a good idea. There has to be some sort of confluence, and I hope that people are willing to learn how to trade regardless of what indicator they're using. And it's just that I think MarketSpy, for me personally, makes life a lot easier, because when I set these alerts and when they happen, I can come back and look at the chart real quick and see whether these are true or false. And I will know this how? Well, these are the things that we will sort of take on from here and cover as much as we can in the future. But I think people are doing quite well with it as is so far. Crypto Master also did some amazing videos, and that's a special section for MarketSpy chat. He has private videos posted there for the members only. So it's really cool. It's really cool to see that this is going to be upgraded, improved, and we'll cover a lot more markets. But as it stands, I'd like to give you a few tips here. For example, if you can just scan back visually and see which signals are not working, like these white diamonds, maybe in other markets they're just like all over the place and they don't really yield the results that you would like, turn them off. Turn them off. Shit, oof. Whoa. Bitcoin. Go. So yeah, you can turn off, and some of these things over here, for example, sometimes they work together in pairs, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes, for example, these red X's are murderous in other markets, maybe not in crypto but somewhere else, maybe a different time frame. So for me personally, a 30-minute time frame is how I like to get set up with my inside the Bybit terminal, because I think it's a nice balance between like so scalping doesn't mean you have to be sitting on a 5-minute time frame. Scalping to me means you can be on a 4-hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes and take these single candles one at a time. And if it goes on, if it continues and you have a plan, you have your levels mapped out and everything, well, to just hold on to it or take partially off the table. Never give anything back to the market. So if it gives you $1 right off the bat, depending on your level, if you're feeling it, if you're like, okay, you know what, I'm satisfied, at least it's not a loss, I'll take it right now, and then look back and see what happened, see why this was a successful trade, whether it's $1 profit or $500, doesn't matter. Yeah, you got to turn off some of the stuff here. These little arrows were added. A lot of them are just like visual aid. And I think in markets, the reason why people have 500 monitors around them. I'm exaggerating, of course, but you have 5, 3, 4. It's because they want to see many different time frames at the same time, things like that. But with these signals, you also have your eyes spread out on little different parts of these candles, and when these signals appear, it shifts your focus to start looking for opportunities in the direction of the signals. So I like to think about Armageddon as clouds that cover, by nature, by experience, and by time trading. I'm looking for longs. I want to long all the time, no matter what it is, Bitcoin or anything else. I have my reasons for that, and I've had some mentors, some people who are very respected in my book, and have helped me throughout the years to understand how to read the price action and what to do with the order book flow and stuff like that. They always told me, like, you have to choose one direction only. You cannot just, see a signal and say, I'm gonna short now. Oh, here it is, GPS, I'm gonna long now. People want to take money both ways, but if you stay consistent, that means you're gonna skip 50% of the opportunities that these signals provide you with, and instead you'll focus on one direction. So you will choose whether are you a bear or are you a bull, and we're both most of the time. The wise trader is the one who's able to morph into the bull or the bear according to the environment. And so right now, pumping up, what most people would do is they'll say, okay, we're topped out maybe, and it's time to short. Well, maybe it's time to chill and let it drop and then long it again. You know what I mean? So there's this possibility. This is one way you can minimize your losses and expose yourself to higher probability trades, because you're just focused on one thing. It's like doing math and studying physics at the same time in class. You can't. Like right now, math is long, physics is like what goes up must go down. So you're studying like stuff like that, and now you're focused on on shorting and stuff. Even as we're falling, for example, like this, I am focused on taking these long setups over here, and I have been. Within Discord, I shared pretty much every position that I took, and I exited, and I shared the losses or the break evens. I think there were 2 of them, 2 break evens, and yeah. And if there's nothing, then I don't say anything. There's nothing. The markets need to kind of do their thing and then give you a setup, so you don't force it. You're saying, okay, now it's time to long based on my criteria, based on my style of doing things, and off you go. Right, so for those people who want to get in on the lifetime membership of this thing, and I promise you, I think it's going to get better, judging from what I'm hearing, seeing, and discussing with certain individuals about improvements that are yet to come. I think it's a good idea to get in on this and be a long time member of the community, and to maintain. See, the reason why most people go for the yearly subscription plan is because TradingView charges about $700 or more per year to host indicators, if people have their custom indicator or whatever. So I'd be happy with a pro plan. Just give me the basic features where I can have multiple alerts, and that's all I really need. But the yearly subscription plan is the kind of thing where members are, if they really like the indicator, they're willing to pay for it. But it's not a service, it's a tool, and the tool should be owned, I think, not rented. That's ridiculous. And all the improvements should be complimentary, I think. And so for that reason, I think we should go with the lifetime subscription to all the members. And I'm going to go on Discord and make an announcement about that. And the only thing that I would require from people to accommodate this deal, if they wish, is they would have to sign up with the goddamn affiliate link, because Bybit will generate a little commission which can then be used to put down for the payment of the hosting of the script on TradingView. So if that can be maintained, then we're all good to go. And people who do not trade crypto, minus Forex and other guys, actually I have something coming up. I will talk about it next week. But there could be another partnership where we will be able to trade all sorts of instruments using only Bitcoin. So I will make an announcement about that soon. But as it stands, as of right now, if you haven't signed up using the cursed Bybit link, do drop me a DM. I'll add you to the Excel sheet titled Lifetime Members. And that's all you need to do. It doesn't cost you anything beyond what you have already paid for the indicator. And I really, really hope that with the following week, we will have a PDF and a couple instructional videos out, a reading material, a very comprehensive guide, thanks to Karena, that will help people better trade with MS. And I'm also planning to do some formal free tutorials that will cover trading in general. Okay, so that's really exciting. That is exciting. What's not exciting is that I don't know what's going on with this daily. Are we at 8? No. So I'll be 100% bullish once we're above all of this crap. Like, these are my take profit levels. If I was too long, this would be. But you see how tricky this thing is, and how true it is also. You have this indication, this arrow, and if you this is so messed up. If you went long over here and you just held it with balls of steel, you'd be mad in profit still. You'd be mad in profit by entering over here and holding it. But you know what? The funding was in bears' favor. So if you were long, you kept paying bears throughout all these days. How many days was that? So this is why we this is not spot trading Bitcoin derivatives. You got to be in and out because of the funding. Yeah, man, that's 17 days of paying bears for whatever. Yeah, but these arrows, they really help me. I think we should make them be alertable. Now, for Crypto Master, you can change this to your favorite. I think in your video you use the weighted moving average, which is really great next to VWAP, and that also gives you these arrows. Very, very handy. Now, to make them alertable, we're good to go. Good to go. Man, let's get on with the pattern. Today's edge. There's a thing that Bitcoin does. Turn this off. Let's go to Bybit, since I was looking at Bybit. Alright, compress. They call me Crypto Ranger. is because when I see a range, I know one and I know how to scalp the shit out of it. And that's exactly what we did over the last couple of days. We took whoever followed these signals in the platoon, pretty much secured every one of these candles, major candles that happened. And we didn't have a really bad call. And so here's the pattern. I present to you follow the sickle. This. All right. This was today's direction. I said that, you know, if we perform this half moon thing over here, it's like the sickle or something. The Grim Reaper. Yeah. Here we go. Now the target was very conservative, but we don't know how far it will go. I just measured the first resistance as my take profit point and EMAs that are in the way, so it would have been like multiple things over here. But this happened, and I didn't really call it 100%. I said I am not sure about this because this is something that I've been watching happen again and again in Bitcoin. And I would like to guide you through this thing going back. Here's another one. We should give it a name. Okay, it tightens and then it goes up. So, and usually this kind of went out of bounds, but yeah, pretty much. This is the pattern right here. Some alpha pattern. And if you zoom out a little bit, very easy to recognize. And then goes up. This is not it. This is also not it. But this, 1, 2, 3. Like it has to be broadening and then tightening like this. So I want you to remember this because it happens quite often in Bitcoin, and the more you practice it, the more you will start to recognize it. It's a bit weird, but start from this point and go here. So very wide open. And then tightening, hammer candle, pop. Pump it. Thingy. See, 1, 2, and we're missing the third one. Continue dumping. And I'll also tell you how to identify the dump version of it. Here's another one, and I have made quite a few calls in the past few days just by looking at this pattern. I wasn't talking about it. I was looking at other confluences, other indications, but it basically goes something like this, then pop all the time. This arc. Here it is, illustrated again, and another pop. Too high, missing another one, so invalidated. All right, so try to look for this pattern over here next time you're playing, and especially when it's in the range. I love ranges. Right here, another one. There's a wick. If it was like this, that wouldn't be good, but there's a wick. Sort of. It's an M pattern. Okay, not really. I'm just forcing it at this point. That's not it. Here's another one. It's in the range. It's always in this little accumulation range. So peak, high, lower high, expanded base, and then tightening up. And they always play out, especially after a significant sell-off. We're just kind of like at the bottom here, not so much. I don't really see it here, but you get the idea basically. And this pattern can be found all over the place. And I've been using the 30-minute to give me early signs of it happening. Here it is. So expanded base, a little drop, and then here. So it basically looks like this. And you're like, oh, that's a continuation pattern. That's like a pennant, a flag. Except it really isn't, because it cannot be the classical wedge channel such as this over here. It cannot be this. It has to be, this goes down, but then 1 and 2 usually. Like it happens at these particular places at the tightening of the, just when you think we're about to fall, a scan wick usually, like this. That's when they happen. So it looks like a little golf club head or something. A musical note. Okay. Now what's true in reverse, one of the easiest patterns for the same purpose, but the opposite. It goes up like this, and then it goes down. There it is. But try looking for this. Try looking for this, because I've had incredible success. Look at this. This is a pennant. This is a continuation pennant over here. Expanded base, tightening up. So I think for beginners especially, this would be quite easy to find something like this. So for example here, and it dumps, people are starting to short the Ponzi, instant reversal, pop. Every time. Another expanded base off the peak from here, tightening, pop. And it usually produces, it's not crazy. There's no pole. This is not a pennant of any sorts. It's just, it will produce 2, 3, 5 candles for you to take, like this over here. But so you have to exit really fast. So 1, 2, 3, see the peak, and it's just like curves, nice rounded little formation over here, and then finally starts to hang, fakes out, and goes up. So try to look for these patterns. I am sure this will help you, because when you see one, you'll think twice about shorting it. Like, imagine you're not looking at it. Look, this thing, right? Dropping over here. And most people, believe it or not, this is why this wig happened here. Most people would assume, damn, this candle, now they're scared senseless. Now they're thinking, okay, continuation, inverted pennant over here is going to continue down. And it does, but it gets bought up and off it goes. Pop goes. In here. See it right here. So this is the alpha pattern that we've been trading for the last couple of days, and I was very successful with it. These ranges also, you don't know what to do with a range, just, it's one of those dumb patterns that you're like, why? And then it just works. Okay, so for you beginner traders out there, check it out. Dump time. Ooh. Is this the bull market? That's the question. This is the most beautiful BART I've ever seen in my life. Wow. Bears got wrecked. I hate shorting it. I rarely do. But it's easy to fall under influence because fear, it spreads faster than confidence. That's why we have so many people saying, oh, right? You got to be really, really careful and block out the noise. As many will lead you to believe. It's almost like the articles when people write those articles. They say, okay, is Bitcoin ready to crash and burn and die? This is the end of the Bitcoin as we know it. It's very tempting. You want to click it and see the reasons why do they think so. Once you start reading that, you come back trading and you're stuck. That's in the back of your mind, okay? You just filled your brain with a whole bunch of expert advice. But technical trades are relatively simple, especially if you have the tools necessary to facilitate those trades. I mean, like it's like it's nothing. It didn't even happen. Look at this canyon. Look at the. It's nothing, man. This is crazy. It's the same thing over here. How many people got wrecked over here? Bears trying to short the Ponzi. A lot. Wow. Right. Markets have memories. It is true, markets, they have memories. We bounce right off of this level. But remember. Back into the range. Happen. Fake out. Volume comes in, we'll probably do something like this. And complete the full BART. Man, that would be sweet. That would be freaking sweet. Yeah, newspaper, news articles. Who was the famous person who said, "Show me the chart, and I'll show you the news. I'll tell you the news." I mean, it doesn't work like that. News, they do affect markets. They do affect markets, but they're usually late to the party, so it doesn't matter if we read them or not. They already happened. It's already priced in. Markets, they react and start moving, and it takes time. If tomorrow they say Bitcoin is a global reserve currency, it's not going to be this. It's going to be like, what for real? Oh. So you have time. You always have time because people catch up with yeah. It's never a straight line. And same goes for the signals. I hope people understand that this is also not. Oh snap, 4 hours looking good. I mean, without hiking a she, this is pretty good too. The signals have been pretty darn good. So for those of you who are watching, I actually wanted to see there's a way to take the signals, and for example, just like in my last video, we can set the parameters, okay, in the code and say don't show any of these short signals unless we're below this line, this line, this line, this line, and our second baseline. If we're not below our second baseline, do not count it as a valid signal. But then if you do that, you are missing on a lot of stuff, because that means you're saying that this baseline is the only one that's correct, is the only one that the rest of the indicators should obey, which is not the truth. It's not true at all. We have to do it manually, unfortunately. Yeah. We have to do it manually, because if you program it to always show you signals only under certain conditions, it will ignore everything else. And so, for example, although, like, you know, like this signal over here in the red, perfect. This signal in the red, perfect. I'm gonna find. So yeah, maybe we'll do a second version where we will say that only when the conditions are, like, for example, see how we're in the green cloud, do not show this short, but this one show it because we pierce through the cloud. But you see, we're still above the baseline, first baseline. So I don't know, I think it's better to have these signals appear noisily, and then you can manually confirm, is this a good place to short or not? I think this remains to be the best case to using these indicators in this way. Master, I'll be looking into it. I'll be looking forward to it. If this was an impulsive wave up, where should the daily close? Daily close happens when? We're above week high. Month high. So the daily close will be, it'll close in 6 hours. Kryptonino, it'll close in 6 hours, man. But this one candle on the daily is pretty serious. I would discount everything below the daily right now, because this is all I'm looking at currently. There's just it's just starting to curve up over here, and we literally have like a double bottom made up on the actually this man, see, like sometimes when you look and you look back and you realize that, oh, this was a divergence over here, major divergence from this green dot, from this point to here, and when it curved up on this candle, we could see that this was a divergence, a node connection, so clear looking back. But sometimes, you know, we get fixated on lower time frames trying to scalp, and because we don't know what the hell is going on long term. And but yeah, this is clear now. This is clear now. looking back. It's always clear looking back. Yeah, I'm hoping if we go, looks like we're hitting the ceiling over here, the resistance. Right here. I think if we close above it, we'll go a lot higher. We'll complete the barred pattern. Probably end up somewhere in this zone of 9,500. I'm not joking, people. Like, that's not, you can't. Don't piss me off right now. Bitcoin can't just go from 7K all the way to 9.5. Well, I think it can. Check this out. Remember this stuff? Boom. It came, like, it makes a move, then comes back. And if it comes back, where will it come back? Probably at the week high. Just below it, maybe. Okay, these are the levels, right? We'll probably drop back down here if this is what's happening. At the same time, this is a head and shoulders pattern. It's just been invalidated. I think this was the head and shoulders. Maybe it's the bigger head and shoulder. I don't trade head and shoulders, so I wouldn't know. I don't believe in those, but almost identical. It is identical. It's identical. Like, look at this over here, and then look at this. As it's mirror. It's mirror reflection. Candle down. Candle down, candle up. So maybe we'll see. I do a daily scan and I post those in the platoon. So I think you guys, if you're trading wherever you're trading, you should sign up. If not for the lifetime membership thing, then just to be part of the group, because we have like a little nice community there and we've been killing it, man. We've been killing it. So do join us. This volume is okayish. It's not. It's pretty significant, actually. This is the biggest volume bar in a while. Like, yeah, man. Next to this one over here. Yeah, so if you go to daily and you can't see the countdown over here, the close on the daily, what you can do is you can set it to 12 hours instead. You can go to your settings over here and punch in 12 hours. 24 hours, sorry. Man, I was looking at 24? Oh, sorry, I was looking at 24. Man, hold on. 24 hours is right here. This is the daily. So we are at the week high. Same thing. Same thing pretty much. Man, I'm thinking continuation here. 2 days. Damn. Continuation. Good momentum. MarketSpy dynamic SR. So if we are in the uptrend, downtrend. So let's start here. This is the high pivot, about that 8,809. Pivot low. Call this 7297. 2, 7. Pivot high. All the way high. I think this would be our new pivot, maybe. Which was this 7501. Click OK. There we go. We have our fib levels. Clear bounce of the 0.78. Currently resting at 0 and about to surpass it. Go to -2. So actually we might have tapped into the liquidity pool because people shorting on the daily would place their stops in this area. And this is a liquidity area. So usually at fib level minus 0.23 is when people place their stops. And we're headed that way. I think we almost tapped it. It's a short reversal. So I think according to the fib levels, this could be considered a new uptrend from now. We'll just have to wait and see. After a move like this happens, we want to give it some space, some time, and not trade it unless we see something immediate on lower time frames, 30 minutes for example. Yeah, it looks like it's ready. This is not looking good. The volume is declining. And sort of like trying to make a wave down. So price keeps getting higher and volume keeps getting lower. It's time to make an M shape. Maybe at this level people will get interested, start creeping up, the week's high bounce, maybe go back down again. 7,800, that's a possibility. We could do something like this also. It's not off the books. Or we can bounce off here, continue higher to 9,200. Regardless, you guys really want to join the platoon. I'm telling you, I am telling you, those who did take the trades are probably laughing their way to the bank right now, because each and every one of them were spot on. Not like guessing, like, oh, there were good reasons for us to take those trades and kill them all of them. Got broke even once, lost like $5. So if you're not in it already, I suggest you do join us. Wave 3, Ellioticians in the house, okay. Wave 3 right now. Wave 3 on the daily. Is this wave 3? Because if we I guess a lot of them would say that this was corrective wave, possibly brought us back down here. No. Oh. One, two, three. And the fib level you're saying is here? Ah. Elliott wave, guys, you're killing me. If this is the case, then yeah, this is the bottom. If Drew is right, the impulse wave. That'd be what? 1, 2, 3 is usually overextended in crypto. Gonna be below wave B. I don't know, man. I don't know if this is, I guess it is, but if that's the case, if that is the case, probably not immediately, but that. Well, regardless what is happening here, I think okay, so this is a corrective wave 3, and then okay, wave 4. There are fractals within fractals inside of these waves. I don't know, but you know, we always let the price action dictate what to do next, and I'm not really worried about this. I just know that when I wake up tomorrow, we're gonna have good indications as to what to do next. 'Cause I think tonight we did really well, and we need to rest, and we need to let this run through, and let all the late longers come in, and I'll take a look at some other stats tomorrow. Volume's mostly interested. Highest volume. Sure where it's coming from, but I bet it's something to do with Tether, people exiting into Bitcoin most likely. If that's the case, that could be the trigger wave. That could be the catalyst for something bigger to come. Except put a Bitstamp. Yeah, weekly. Curving up soon. See that baseline? We're still below it. Drew. BW. Have you seen that bad cat? Yeah. He's a strange fellow. Creepy kinda creepy. Took my voice and put that on top of his video. Talking about some free indicator, but then he has some sort of scheme going on there as well. I don't know. I do not know. Yeah, so monthly. We're still, yeah, I don't want to get too excited. This is not a bull reversal. It's just the weekly we had this like signal over here and we're still on it, and we just crossed the baseline drop, and we just bounced off of this. I guess we got front run a little bit. The 100-day moving average right here, bouncing over 100-day moving average. Is it over? No. $3D just getting started. So let's see what tomorrow brings, because right now it's really hard to tell, and I honestly don't like to make predictions. This on the 2-day. But these are probably these are harmless. It just shows that this move to the upside has been broken a few times. Okay, that's what these are. And as long as we're in this red cloud, I am not bullish. If we go above it, close above it, and especially the baseline, and to get there on 2-day chart, we'd have to go above 9,000. Daily, we have a lot of nastiness, clouds. These are what I call clouds up here. They're not our friends. So, death cross over here. 5-minute chart can there's no bull flag, no. We're in the red, man. We will not close above 6,700, 8,700 over here. If we do, yeah, we're starting to lose some soldiers over here. DMI, MACD, Dodge, Rock. They're like, I'm out of here, man. I'm done. I'm tired. So we're not seeing those guys over here on the 5-minute. Maybe they'll come back, but as long as we're above this baseline, but these are like very early signs that we've just fallen below the 55 or moving average on 5 minutes. However, we're in the green over here, so don't believe what you see. I say in uptrends like this, we leave the small time frames alone and not pay too much attention to them. But with the current volume, what I'm looking at, I think this and then this, something like that, is highly possible. Because we're gonna have like a late long leg. Basically, a lot of people the markets will be tempted to trap in here, and that usually happens. Bollinger Bands are starting to contract, so I think we're just starting to enter a range over here. Very possible. Very possible we're entering another one of those ranges in the 5 minute. Looking good in 1 hour. Real good. But then again, when I see like the heat map is showing real orosol conditions over here, I like volume is falling. Volume is falling. This basically, for us to go higher, this next candle has to be higher than this first candle over here. Or it has to produce equal size candles, increasing gradually. So you gotta watch this area most of all. The daily div is there's a nice little trick that you can employ, and that is you can quite literally measure something like this. You can see the div distance from here to here. And by the way, why is it not showing? Maybe it's not there. However, so what you can do is like the distance can be applied to the actual candle from the launch point, and that's the extent of your div, at which point you should take profit, because the rest of it is not guaranteed unless it triggers like some sort of chain effect where it'll continue for a while multiplying itself, which is unlikely. I will see tomorrow. Yeah, I need to go and update my Excel sheet for the trades that were taken today. And it's like 3 a.m. over here, and there's nothing much to discuss. I'll see you guys inside of Discord. Like I said, if you want to get on the list of what was it? Permanent lifetime membership thing for MSX. That's good as sex and MarketSpy Armageddon. then send me a DM and give me your Bybit number. Make your main trading account, and then I'll write your name down here in my notepad, and we're set. We'll keep this baby rolling, because subscription at this point is just like, what are you talking about? It's 2020 almost. What subscription are you talking about? Own it. Let's analyze this tomorrow. I'm not in a position. I got out. And RX, I need to go and listen to some of your music, because this stuff is like making me feel brain dead. I'm losing it. I need to listen to some of your beats. So I'm out. Come back tomorrow. See what's happening with the market, and then we're gonna take it from there, okay? OBV tutorials and etc, etc. Someone requested to explain my logic and what it is that I'm looking for when entering trades, such as the ones that I've been calling and taking inside a platoon, and I'll do a video on that. So do not worry. Good hands. We'll cover everything from Z. Be a happy family. All right, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pleasure. Congrats. Thank you. Love you. We'll see you tomorrow. And we'll scalp BTC Chan once more for another few pips, few dollars. Take profits fast, humbly and gracefully. But don't forget to flex if you deserve it. That'll be all. Thank you. And this lullaby. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. D-Live chest. D-Live chest time. D-Live chest time. Parmit Kaur is like, don't fall asleep. Yeah, I need to fall asleep. I need to sleep, man. It's 3 a.m. It is 3 a.m. But chilling with the homies. So it's all good. Hold on, where's the D-Live thingy? Where is it? Yo, we're about to sprinkle some coins on D-Livers there. Oh, Carl the Moon Guy's in one of my tabs. I stumbled across this YouTuber, Carl. Check him out. Every day he'll tell you, if we're going here, then I'm definitely short. If we're breaking above this level, then I'm definitely long. And it's like, you need $1,000 candle confirmation, while we're bullish and bearish all at the same time, within a time frame of 60 minutes every day. I apologize. And I'm also pleasantly surprised. We have, well, this is what I said, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Where is this thing? The D-Live thingy. Okay, here we go. 2 people. Grab it fast. No. 50. Let's do 100 Lino points. You can stake them, and you can go to PewDiePie and donate to PewDiePie if you wish. What the hell? Apply this here. Verify. Session. My password. BTC Chan, is that my password? BTC-Chan. I think so. It is. Thank you, BTC-Chan. Alright, hold on, people. Hold on. Wait a minute. Whoa. Alright, here we go. You're now distributing the rewards.
You understand, Captain, that this mission does not exist. Nor will it ever exist.
What? 16 seconds, 15. I'm about to fall asleep. The music is getting heavy. They say this is trading music. We'll play my trading music next time. By the way, if you need... Oh, RX, congratulations. I guess the other person watching the stream is me, myself. BTC 8626. Qcoin does not lie. I noticed that when Qcoin futures start liquidating people at certain levels, all the other exchanges, they lag behind. So this was actually an hour ago before this live stream. I said Qcoin exchange is liquidating people at 8600, and now we are at 8600. Incredible. Who was that? Who was that? Did I just get a lemon? What? Ice cream? What? What? Yo, that's dope, son. Thank you. Man, I'm tired. Alright guys, until tomorrow, we have plenty of work to do. Thank you for watching. Peace.